If you'd have asked me 25 years ago, and I know I've been in this business a long time, but if you'd have asked me 25 years ago, Mark, do you have a team that is delivering comprehensive financial services to your clients? I would have said yes. I can tell you now that I've dug into this and have seen data on it and really did a true study of the issue. Most financial advisors, when asked, do you have a team that delivers comprehensive financial services to your clients? The answer is yes. Now, I'm not impugning anyone. I'm not saying it's not an honest answer. I actually know that it is an honest answer when most financial advisors say absolutely. What we're talking about is a difference in terms. What does the client mean when they say, do you have a team? Versus what does the advisor mean when they say, yes, I do have a team that helps deliver service to clients? What are we talking about here? In my videos, I focus on one thing and one thing only. How do you radically differentiate yourself as a high-end financial advisor in a sea of financial advisors that are out there it's confusing to clients what is even meant by the term financial advisor. To be radically different requires doing a whole lot more for a whole lot fewer clients. It means delivering, in my opinion, and there are different ways to be radically different, but what we have cracked the code on is how to deliver truly comprehensive financial services in the way that clients mean and in a way that will consistently exceed their expectations. So that regardless of what kind of financial advisor you are, you could be a certified financial planner, you could be a tax accountant, as long as you do tax planning on a forward basis. You could be an estate planning lawyer. You could be a stockbroker, investment manager. It really doesn't matter. Any of these people that are helping families and individuals coordinate their financial affairs, any of these people could step up into what I'm describing as truly comprehensive financial services and then lead the effort for this client community to get their financial house in perfect order and keep it that way forever and in a way that exceeds the client's expectations. Now let's get back to the team. Why do I talk so much about building a team? Because I've done the hard work digging into what clients want. Now, if you ask an affluent client, do you require a team to be serving you in delivering what you're told is comprehensive financial services? Because that term also has no actual definition. It's a marketing term, but clients understand the words comprehensive financial services. Again, it means something different to the client than it does to the industry. Frankly, to the industry, it's just a marketing term. There's no agreed upon definition. But back to the team. If you ask a client, are you receiving comprehensive financial services? If they're being honest, they would say, my financial advisor says that I am being provided comprehensive financial services. Okay, fine. Is it important to you that whatever that is be delivered by a team or by an individual? When you really dig into what the numbers are saying, what the client really means when they're thinking about this is that they are, on the one hand, skeptical of one-man bands. This is true. The more successful, the more affluent the client, individual or family, the more they believe this skepticism in their own head, the voice that's telling them, we have a complicated situation, or we have complicated situations arising from time to time. Do you really believe that one individual, your financial advisor who claims to be a one-stop shop, a one-man band, do you really believe that single individual, no matter how long they've been in the business, can truly have a deep, penetrating knowledge in all the areas of financial services? Are they truly an expert in tax? Are they truly an expert in estate planning? Are they truly an expert in risk and safety and insurance? Are they truly an expert in money management, investment management. You look at all the areas that make up comprehensive financial services. The more affluent, the more successful client says, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that a single individual has a truly deep knowledge of all of those areas. So when thought of it in that way, yes, a client is more comfortable when they are presented with a financial service that's called comprehensive financial services that has a team in place. So, you have on the one hand a financial advisor who's skilled and experienced, no question about that. Their heart's in the right place. They want to help the client. There's no doubt about that. The only question on the table is, do they have a deep enough knowledge to make sure nothing falls through the cracks in 5 areas of finance: money management, financial planning, insurance, estate planning, and tax? Can a single individual assure the client that nothing will fall through the cracks and you will never miss any financial planning opportunities? Can they really deliver on that? The affluent client says, call me skeptical. As opposed to, on the other hand, you're approached by an individual who says, we would like to provide you with comprehensive financial services. And for us, that involves a team. So we are looking at 5 areas of your family's financial affairs. They go through all 5, and they go on to say, we've got an expert in each of those individual siloed areas. So we have a tax accountant creating and implementing your tax strategy. We have an estate planning lawyer, skilled and experienced lawyer, who's creating and implementing your comprehensive written lifetime estate plan. We have a certified financial planner looking at your goals and objectives, making sure that you're always on track to your goals and that you're making better financial decisions as far as major purchases in all areas of finance. You're better off because of this skilled professional on our team. We have a risk and safety expert. We have somebody who literally wrote the textbook for colleges on risk management, is creating and assessing your plan for risk and safety, which involves reviewing your insurance and implementing your strategy. And then money management. We've got a chartered financial analyst on our team, skilled and experienced, focused on investment management, whose entire career has been focused on creating and implementing a comprehensive written lifetime money management strategy. So we have 5 members of our team, each with deep expertise in their narrow field of finance. That's how we deliver comprehensive financial services. Do you see the difference? When you dig into the data and clients are presented with these 2 scenarios, if they can afford it, which one are they going to choose? That's all I'm saying. Now let's get back to, what then does an advisor mean when they say, yes, we have a team, only to find out that it doesn't meet the client's definition of a team. So what is that? It can be different things, but when an advisor says, do you have a team? And they're thinking in their head, yeah, we've got a team. Absolutely, we have a team. What do they mean by that? It could be more than this, but it often means something along this line. I've been, over the years, working with a tax accountant and maybe an estate planning lawyer. They have their own businesses. They do what they do separate from my business, but I've had joint clients with them in the past. So I've identified a couple of people in our community that are very skilled at what they do. They'll say things like, when a client has a tax issue, I refer to this individual. Or when this client of mine has an estate planning issue, I refer them to this estate planning lawyer that I have established a relationship with over the years. Is it an integral part of the process? Is it an integral part of the plan? Is it that the financial advisor means that, yes, I've delegated to this tax professional that I know and this estate planning professional I know, I've delegated to them that they will create the strategies and the tactics to implement their strategies? In other words, are they requiring the tax accountant with a client that has tax issues to create a comprehensive written lifetime tax strategy, which the advisor is requiring to look at so that they can align their strategy with the tax strategy, then is the tax accountant required to create strategies and then tactics to implement the tax strategy? Or when a client has estate planning issues, do they mean that they always require that estate planning lawyer to create a comprehensive written lifetime estate planning strategy, as well as tactics that are custom tailored to implement the strategy that was created by the estate planning lawyer? No, they almost never mean this. What they mean is when a client has a tax issue, whatever that means, as though there are clients that don't have tax issues. This is what cracks me up. When an advisor says when a client has estate planning issues, then I refer them as though any client doesn't have estate planning issues. So let's be honest here. Especially ideal clients. That's primarily what I'm focused on. You have a community of clients, then let's say you have a subset of clients, let's call them ideal clients, however you define that. Are you trying to convince me that any of those ideal clients of yours don't have tax issues that come up regularly, or that any of them don't have estate planning issues from time to time? It's not a well thought through statement. When an advisor says, when a client has a tax issue, when a client has some sort of specialized issue, then I bring in some outside person. No, what they are describing usually. So if you're a financial advisor listening to this and you're saying, no, we actually have a team in place. Okay, I'm not talking about you then. I'm talking about the vast majority of advisors. When they say this statement that we have a team, what they are actually referring to typically is a referral relationship. That when I become aware of a specific tax problem that a client has, then I've got a tax problem solver that I'm comfortable with, and I send them the business. But does it mean that they integrate and coordinate their work so that whatever the tax accountant is doing is well aligned with what the financial advisor who referred them over is doing? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If I had to guess, I'd say usually no. There's not a lot of coordination, that they just happily refer the individual off to the tax accountant or the estate planning lawyer. And then they will typically get the end result. Like, here's what ended up happening. And do they get this outcome reported to them from the client or the professional? Usually the client. So the client comes back sometime later and says, oh, thanks for sending me in the direction of the accountant or the estate planning attorney. Here's what we ended up doing. So the client's kind of explaining it. Not what I'd call a team. All right. So what does a team do? A team coordinates. A team works together. A team aligns itself with what's already in place. That's a team. Two separate individuals with two separate businesses that barely ever talk, that don't really coordinate their strategies and tactics, not really what I'd call a team, and more to the point, not what a client thinks of when they say team. So there's what it means. So how do you become radically different? See, this is the key to the whole thing. Being radically different and better in the minds of the client as a financial advisor is a lot easier than you think. It is understanding what the client means when they say, I'm skeptical of a one-man band. I feel more comfortable with a team. In a world where they don't ever really say that, you have to ask the right questions. You have to know how to interview affluent clients, or you could just trust me. I've dug into the data. If everything I'm saying right now makes perfect sense to you, then what will make you radically different? It's easy. Build a team of subject matter experts in these 5 areas. Do you have to get all 5 at once? I'd say yes, from the standpoint of you can get this team in place in 30 days. That's what we teach our people that are working with us. But the real answer is no. Let's say you just decide, Mark, I like this idea. I like the model. I'd like to at least line up the professionals so that when we have a client coming in and we want to do truly comprehensive financial services, we have already built the team in place that can deliver at that high level. So I like the idea, Mark. Do I have to do it all at once? It's better for the client if you do, but let me leave you with this thought. Just moving in that direction Like, how about just getting one additional subject matter expert on your team that you delegate that area of finance to, let them create the strategies and tactics? Will the client notice? Absolutely. Will the client appreciate and value that you are doing this? Absolutely. Then, after you've got that in place, let's say 60 days later, you start working on the next subject matter expert. Now, you've got another team member in addition to you that is serving the client and coordinating and aligning their strategies and tactics for their area, blending it in with yours and coordinating it. Again, the client's impressed. They see you moving in the right direction. This is something that clients typically never see. They don't see service improving as the financial advisor gets more successful. Matter of fact, the data show that it's just the opposite. As advisors get more successful, as their revenue increases and their number of ideal clients increases, it's solid when I say that in the minds of clients, service gets worse. So for the vast majority of clients, if what we're doing and we should be doing is focusing on their perspective, what they feel is that I was getting better service when my advisor had fewer clients and wasn't as successful. The advisors that get more and more successful, they notice a decline in their clients' perception of the service being received. So let's just say that's not the goal. We want to make sure that we are consistently exceeding our ideal clients' expectations, and that over time, their perception of the service that they're receiving, their perception of the value that they're receiving from you should be increasing, not decreasing. To be radically different and better, my recommendation is always the same. Start by building a team. Start by considering building a team of having 5 subject matter expert areas filled by individuals with deep skill, deep experience, and deep knowledge in those areas. So we'll leave it there. Hope this was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.